Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter 4 of chemistry. This is the last chapter of chemistry, structure of the atom. In this chapter, we will study the various models given by scientists in order to study the structure of the atom, the composition, right? Many scientists, they contributed in revealing the presence of charged particles in an atom. The well-known experiment known as discharge tube experiment was conducted by William Crookes. In this experiment, he took a glass tube, a transparent glass tube, so that the changes can be seen easily, and two electrodes, metal strips, were connected to negative and positive terminal. The negative terminal, that is cathode, and the positive terminal, anode. Kindly do remember this. Negative electrode, cathode, and positive terminal is anode. Right? And a high voltage current or high temperature was maintained in the glass tube fitted with a vacuum pump. Why vacuum pump is there? I hope you all know what is vacuum. Place where there is no air. So the pump was fitted to keep air at low pressure. Low pressure in the glass tube and high temperature. So the two conditions which were maintained in the glass tube was air at low pressure and current at high volt. Right? When the air was filled, gas was filled, they observed that when these two conditions were maintained, few rays, they started coming from negative terminal, and they moved towards positive terminal. Right? And when electromagnetic field was set up here, the rays shifted towards positive terminal, which means that we know that unlike charges, they attract each other and like charges repel. So it means the rays which are coming from here going towards anode, which is positive, it means the particles which were making the rays, they were of which charge? They were of negative charge. It was confirmed because they were moving toward positive terminal. Right? So this experiment, cathode ray experiment or discharge tube experiment, led to the discovery of cathode rays, which consist of negative rays consisting of negative particles, which were later on termed as electrons. So it was J.J. Thomson who identified the subatomic particle, means particle present in an atom, the negative particle called as electrons. Right? Then the another experiment which was conducted, it was same experiment, but this time the rays shifted from positive to negative terminal. So the rays are moving this side, it means the charge of the ray is positive and it is moving towards negative. Right? So those rays were known as canal rays because in between the discharge tube, like this, two metal strips are there. But in this they used perforated metal sheet with holes. So when the rays passed, they appeared like a canal. So they were known as canal rays, And since they were moving from anode to cathode, it means they were positively charged, and the name later on was termed as protons. And who discovered them? It was E. Goldstine. You have to learn for 1 mark. J.J. Thomson discovered, identified electrons. E. Goldstine, they identified proton. He identified protons and as subatomic particle present in an atom. Right, students? So, 2 subatomic particles were discovered, electrons and protons. Electrons negative charge, protons positive charge. Right, students? Then their properties were discovered, like their charge negative and positive. Right? Then it was also discovered that electrons are negative charged and protons are positive charged, and the electron mass is negligible, whereas protons has mass approximately 2000 times more of electron. So the main atomic mass was contributed by proton till this period, right? Then in Dalton atomic theory, it was said that atoms are indivisible and indestructible. That is, we cannot divide further the atoms. But when 2 fundamental subatomic particles, basic particles, were found inside the atom as electrons and protons, so the postulate of Dalton atomic theory that atoms are indivisible was failed, because the 2 discovered subatomic particles were there, fundamental particles, basic particles as electrons and protons inside the atom. Right? So the scientists started studying the structure of an atom, and various models were suggested by them. The first one was by J.J. Thomson. The model was Thomson plum pudding model. Thomson plum pudding model of an atom. Right? What he said, J.J. Thomson said that structure of an atom is like a pudding. This is structure of an atom according to Thomson, right? And this atomic model represents a pudding, right, where the whole sphere, whole area was positively charged, and in between negative charge particles, were embedded like dry fruits or currants in a pudding. Like you take a pudding, this whole pudding is atom, right? And in that pudding, when you put dry fruit, that dry fruit represents the electron, right? Like you take a watermelon, so the whole red part is what? The whole red part represents what? It represents the positive area, positive sphere. And the seeds in watermelon represents the electrons. So Thomson said that an atom consists of positive and negative, that is positive and negative charged electrons and protons, in which whole area was positively charged and electrons were embedded in it. Then second, he said the negative and positive charge are equal in magnitude, value wise, they are equal, means same numbering of negative and positive charge. So according to him, the atom was electrically neutral. But students, when you see this model, this whole sphere is of positive charge, protons, and only few electrons were embedded. So how can you explain the stability of an atom? So this was the drawback of Thomson's model. That was the drawback, that he was not able to explain stability of an atom. According to him, the complete sphere was positive charge, this grey part, and electrons were embedded. Then he said the magnitude, the value is equal, same. They are electrically neutral. But when you see the model, he was not able to explain stability of an atom, that how the atoms become electrically neutral. That was its drawback. The student, this is the Thomson's model. First 4 lines. Thomson proposed that, do underline these two postulates, these are postulates, theory given by Thomson, and his drawback you can write in one line, drawback. Drawback means negative point of his model. As a result, his model was fail, that he was not able to explain stability of an atom. Postulates, main highlights, and drawback, negative point. As a result, his model failed, that he was not able to explain stability of an atom. Students, I hope you have understood till now. Thank you. Take care.